Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of SPM DONE What's Next series. I'm your host, Chen Yee. If you haven't watched the previous episode, please click the top right corner here to refer to the previous episode. If you're coming from Spotify, do check out the previous audio episode where I featured Susie, Suchita, and William to talk about some of the tips and tricks for our A-Levels program and some life advices to share for juniors who want to take A-Levels program. Disclaimer again before we begin. All opinions expressed on this platform are only based on personal views and does not reflect any stance from this platform or any organization. In the previous episode, we talked about A-Levels, one of the pre-university programs available in Malaysia. Well, in today's episode is going to be something similar to A-Levels, which is STPM, or commonly known as Form 6. Well, I believe a lot of juniors out there who just finished their SPM would be still thinking about whether they should take STPM or other pre-university courses in Malaysia because of reasons. Will it take too much of my time? Is it really worth it? Well, we're going to answer your questions in today's episode. Without further ado, let us welcome our guests for today's episode, Jie Xi and Anthony. Hi guys. Please introduce yourselves, starting from Anthony.
Hello guys, I'm Anthony, you can call me Anthony, and I'm currently a Form 6 student and studying at SMJK.
And hi guys, I'm Jie Xi. You can call me Jie Xi, and I'm also a Form 6 student from SMJK.
Alright, another repetitive question as usual in the previous episode. For the credibility of the information shared, could you guys share your SPM results? Starting from Anthony as well.
So for my SPM result, I got 6 A's. One of it is A plus and 4 A's and 1 A minus, and 2 B's and 2 C plus. Yeah.
And for me, I got 8 A's, which have 4 A plus, 3 A, 1 A minus, and for the 2B is 1 B plus and 1 B.
Alright, now we'll proceed to the first question about STPM or Form 6. As mentioned in the previous episodes about A-Levels, there are certain requirements such as getting 5 credits in SPM in order to take A-Levels course. So what are the criteria needed to fulfill in order to take STPM, and how to check if you're eligible to enroll in this program? Anthony?
So for Form 6, you will need a compulsory credit in the Malay language and a pass in history. And in my opinion, it's quite easy for you to that's the requirement. And to check the eligibility, you can check it through the online platform KPM, the Kementerian Pendidikan Malaysia. And after you have your name there, you can go to your school SMJK Singing to go and register from your teachers there. Yeah, I think that's the process.
I think there's nothing to add from Jie Xi, right?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the basic process of taking STPM and the requirements of it. And the link for you to check the eligibility will be in the description box down below. Alright, so these are the requirements and the eligibility for you to check. Already mentioned. For your information, juniors, the duration of the entire Form 6 program is around 2 years, which is basically a Malaysian version of A-Levels. So, Jie Xi and Anthony, what subjects are offered in this program and which subjects do you guys take? Starting from Jie Xi this time.
Well, STPM actually provides 20 more subjects for us, and it actually consists of 5 categories. And for me, I took science subjects, which compulsory for mathematics T, which is at max, and also compulsory for chemistry. And the other subject I took is biology. Also, it is compulsory for all of the Form 6 students to take Pengajaran Am. And also I take Muet, which is also needed to be taken for you to enter university. Whereas for the other courses, that's like social science, which including sejarah geografi, ekonomi, perniagaan, perakaunan, also mathematics, modern mathematics.
I see. What about Anthony?
So for me, I also took the science subject, but I took the physics stream. So it will be the same subjects as Jie Xi, but the only difference would be the bio. So I took physics instead of bio. Yeah. So, and I would add on, if you're interested in the medicine field, you take the science subjects as Jie Xi, the biology one. If you're interested in engineering, it would be like mine, physics. And if you're interested into the arts, accounting, or even the social sciences, you can take PA, Maths, M, and economics. But if you're interested in business, you could take the same subjects as the accounting subjects, but with a business studies. That's the addition. And last but not least, if you're interested into the law or education, you can take the PA subject, Malay language, geography, and history.
I see. So, as Jesse mentioned, there are 5 categories, right? So, Anthony, could you elaborate on that? Which 5 categories and what subjects are under these 5 categories?
Okay, so the first category will be language and literature. So you can take the Malay subject, Chinese, Tamil, Arabic, literature in English, and communicative Malay literature. And for the second category, it will be the social sciences and religious studies. It has Islamic law subject, history, geography, economics, business, and accounting. And the third will be the science, as mentioned just now. So the fourth one will be arts and sports. It has sports science and visual arts. And last will be general knowledge, which is pengajian, and it's a compulsory subject. Yeah.
Right. So these are the subjects offered in STPM or Form 6, and these will be the subjects they have taken according to Jie Xi and Anthony. So do choose your subjects based on your preference and your future course and degree or postgraduate. Alright, so actually in A levels, in which we already covered in the previous episode, which is it is actually 100% exam based. And the level of difficulty is above SPM level, which could be more difficult as they progress. So how about Form 6? Is the difficulty any different from A levels, Anthony?
I think it will be around the same level as the A levels. But if I were to compare it with the SPM level, let's say we give a 10 scale for STPM, the SPM level will be around 4 like that. Yeah, so that's the big gap of it.
See, it's quite difficult. So it's rated as 4 instead of 8 or 9. Alright, then what about Jesse? Any thoughts regarding the difficulty of the syllabus?
Well, I would agree with Anthony that the syllabus is hard as A levels, but the scoring is more easier as we have coursework to help. But if you're going to compare it with SPM, it's definitely way more harder than it, although it has lesser subject.
I see.
Yeah.
Talking about coursework, so actually personally I take the foundation program, and we have individual assignments and group assignments. So is it the same with Form 6? Jesse?
I think it's quite different since for Form 6 students, the coursework are not necessarily to be individual or group work. It actually depends on how the teacher wants to task us. So it will varies every year, and it will varies among the subjects. While for pengajian it is individual coursework, and we only need to do it in semester 2. Whereas for math subject, we have coursework for each semester, and it is also individual coursework. And for mathematics subject, the coursework will involve range out of STPM level, where you need to do more research on it. So it's actually quite challenging. Well, the only group coursework are chemistry, I think, and also for biology, since it is experimental coursework.
See. So what about the percentage? Because in foundation program, we actually have a 50%, 50% split in terms of the coursework and our final examination. So how is it like for Form 6, Anthony? How is it the percentage distribution between coursework and exams?
So for coursework, it will be around 20 to 40%, which is the coursework. And for the exam base, it will be around 60 to 80%. Yeah, that's
See, so that's the percentage split difference between foundation and STPM. But I won't be talking too much about foundation. It will be covered in a future episode. So please stay tuned, folks. We'll be talking about that later in the later episode. Alright, so these are actually the words of experience coming from your seniors. So do take note of what they have shared at school. Okay. Well, before we continue this session, it's time for a break. We'll be playing a song called Wolves by Selena Gomez and Marshmello.
In your eyes, there's a heavy blue. One to love and one to lose. Sweet divine, a heavy truth. Water or wine, don't make me choose. I wanna feel the way that we did that summer night. Drunk on a feeling, alone with the stars in the sky. I've been running through the jungle, I've been running with the wolves to get to you, to get to you. I've been down the darkest alley, saw the dark side of the moon to get to you, to get to you. I'm up for love and every stranger took too much easy anger, all for you, yeah, all for you. I've been running through the jungle, I've been crying with the wolves to get to you, to get to you. Your fingertips trace my skin to places I've never been. Blindly I'm following. Break down these walls and come on in. I wanna feel the way that we did that summer night. Drunk on a feeling, alone with the stars in the sky. I've been running through the jungle, I've been running with the wolves to get to you, to get to you. I've been down the darkest alley, saw the dark side of the moon to get to you, to get to you. I'm up for love and every stranger took too much easy anger, all for you, yeah, all for you. I've been running through the jungle, I've been crying with the wolves to get to you, to get to you, to get to you. I've been running through the jungle, I've been running with the wolves to get to you, to get to you. I've been down the darkest alley, saw the dark side of the moon to get to you, to get to you. I'm up for love and every stranger took too much easy anger, all for you, yeah, all for you. I've been running through the jungle, I've been crying with the wolves to get to you, to get to you, to get to you.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, Jie Xi and Anthony. Let's continue our podcast today. For all juniors out there who are about to step into their pre-university life, they'll be wondering about if it's worth the time to take Form 6 because number one, it takes 2 years of time to complete it, and number two, it's generally difficult for you to ace it with flying colors. May I know the reason for the both of you to choose Form 6? Because the level of difficulty is right there, and it's technically the duration of time is quite long for a pre-university program like Form 6. Any thoughts about that?
So I think for me, I think we'll start with the course first. As I said, I took the physics course, and it's because of me wanting to go into architecture actually. So at first I started with living construction, and then I slowly moved into civil engineering, and after some research, some more because of me liking arts as well. So I took wanting to go architecture, and that's why I chose physics, even though I like medical field compared. I like bio more compared to physics, but I still chose physics course. And the reason I chose Form 6 as a medium for it is because I think I wanted to rely on myself rather than relying on my parents as much. And the other reason would be me not being as mature enough yet, because I'm afraid that I'll get influenced easily if I were to go somewhere else to study. And yeah, I think that's the reason for me.
Being a big influence, does it mean that you're easily influenced by your peers or your social group or the environment and stuff like
I
that?
think yeah, something like that. It means like some of them they'll be like maybe going to parties or like going to do some sort of stuff, and then I'll be like, how to say, you cannot be left out, you know what I mean? So I'm like, I can't control myself yet. I don't have that self-control yet. So going to Form 6, I'm able to have like more control over my own self and being more mature and to understand things better. Yeah.
I see. So what about Jie Xi?
Well, for me, the main reason is because it's free. So
Okay.
I would just take, yeah, I would just take the benefits provided. Then second, it was because under my influence of my dad, he was also a Form 6 student, and he always talk about how good Form 6 is. And since in his days, Form 6 is compulsory, and he always say that choose the choose the right path and don't try to take shortcuts. Since you have
see.
mentioned Form 6 takes almost 2 years, so he want me to go step by step and to build up my basic. Since also you have mentioned that Form 6 is harder than other courses and is actually same level as A levels. So this also actually enhance our basic, and once we enter university, it's more easier for us to catch up with what they are teaching about.
I see.
And for my personal reason is because I don't really have a vision of what course that I want to choose in the future. So since right now I'm interested in biology, so I'm just going to explore more about it, and by getting know more and more, going deeper by deeper, then I'll try to figure what path should I choose.
I see.
So I took these 2 years to think.
I see. So aside from being brainwashed by her father, there are still benefits to it. Because back in the days, of course, in our parents' generation, of course, speaking as a Gen Z right here, back in our parents' days, it's compulsory to take Form 6. So it's reasonable for them to persuade you to go into Form 6, but it still has its benefits in terms of the entire Form 6 program, despite of its long duration compared to other pre-university courses like matriculation or foundation or even A-levels, because some A-level programs they have shorter durations. The standard duration of A-levels is actually 1.5 years. The shortest one I've seen is 1 year, but that's really impossible for normal people to join because the academic pressure is hell. Yeah, so normally they would take 1.5 years to 2 years, which is actually almost the same with Form 6. Okay, so actually I have a question myself. What about the curricular activities? Is it really compulsory, like the curricular activities we experience in Form 5? Is it compulsory in Form 6?
Oh, it's actually a lot of difference there actually. Like in the mainstream, right, we are still under the teachers' activities and everything, right? So once you got into Form 6, all the activities are conducted by your own self, by your own friends. It's none other than there won't be any teachers like saying, oh, you cannot do this, you can do this, you can do this. The rules aren't there anymore, and the activities are all by you. And we even had this chance or this plan once to go to KL for a day trip or like a 2 day trip. But then because due to the hot weather or some sorts, then we are unable to go there. But if not mistaken, this year end we are still going to escape. Yeah, we're going to escape some more. Yeah,
Is it?
if not mistaken, by
Really?
the
Wow.
yeah, by the what club is it? By our Peace Park Club, I think so. The Peace Park Club or the Form 6 Club.
I see. So, JC, anything to add in?
Well, for me, I think the curricular is not okay. For me, sometimes it's quite time consuming since it needs very more time and energy for you to prepare for the curricular activities since it is all conducted by ourselves and not by the teachers. Also, although we are the one who conduct it, it's actually need to go through by the teachers. So sometimes it will be like rejected, and we need to do okay. So about all the proposals that we have done, all the things we have prepared, it's actually quite exhausting for us to do all of that. Since we don't have extra time, it's actually need us to spend more of our personal time to do that. It's not that we can do in school or they will allocate more time for us, and it's actually quite packed since the curricular activities is need to be carried on once a week, and in our school there's actually only a little from 6 students, which is a total of 23 of us. So of the AJKs,
Everyone are AJKs.
Yeah.
Right?
Everyone have 3 AJKs, and every week we are going to do the curricular activities. So it's quite busy for us.
But I think that's a
although
good
it
thing
is-
also, right?
Yeah, that's a good thing. Although it is stressful, but we learn a lot. And since the activities are conducted by ourselves, it is fun for sure.
It's fun and interesting when you yourself are your own boss in conducting these
Yeah.
kind of activities. You're no longer restricted by rules and regulations as you're in secondary school from Form 1 until Form 5, and Form 6 you can conduct these activities by yourself. There's a very big chance for you to plan those activities if you want to. And actually, at this time of period, if juniors are still struggling with whether to choose Form 6 or other pre-U programs, specifically matriculation or IPG, it's because that they have this kind of internal conflict whether to choose Form 6 or not. One, because of duration. Number two, they don't really know which path should they pursue. So you're juggling in between matriculation and Form 6. I think this is the common internal conflict they're having right now. So, Jessie, do you have anything to share for this? Any experience you want to share for those juniors who are still in conflict?
Well, for me, if you're the one who is contemplating on which course to choose Form 6. Because Form 6 is like a course that you can always jump off of it if you feel like it's not suitable for you. So you always leave another chance or another path for you to go. If you enter Form 6, it's like you can have a trial in Form 6 since it's free and you actually don't need any kind of registration. Well, for IPG, I would encourage you that those who really want to be teacher go to IPG. But if you are juggling between matrix and Form 6, I would suggest you to enter Form 6 since for Form 6 students, you can actually go overseas after Form 6 courses. But for matrix, you actually can only enter Malaysia university, so it is quite limited. Your choice are limited. So why not Form 6?
See. So these are the benefits if you're still contemplating in between matriculation and Form 6. Of course, the end choice is still up to you. So please choose based on your current situation and your own preference, basically. So anything you want to add about it, Anthony?
Choosing matrix and Form 6. Yeah. To talk about it, right, I think in our school currently, Form 6, there's 2 students who are actually allowed to go to matriculasi, but then they decided to stay at Form 6.
Wow,
Yeah,
what's
and
the story?
Yeah, okay. So of them will be and the other one would be and both of them are actually the top scorer in our batch right now.
Yeah, okay.
And actually he got 3 A's and 1 B, almost got a 4 flat because of his pengajian, he got B for it. Yeah, but then besides that, right, both of them they chose Form 6 is because I think it's because of them saying that it's more challenging and then they're able to challenge themselves, and rather than going to matric class, they just somehow I just asked them and then they just decided to stay in Form 6, and they say that they have a longer time to think about it also for what course they would like to go for after Form 6. Yeah, and both of them they are very good buddies. Yeah, interesting person also as well.
Ah, I see. Unique and interesting souls indeed. But
Yep.
at the end of this video, I will still mute down their names because we're using their information without their consent. So yeah, we won't be exposing any of their information up here. I'll beep it. Okay? So after sharing their experiences or reasons to take Form 6, co-curricular, or where to choose between Form 6 and metrics, then how are you experiencing right now? Like, what is the life of Form 6? I would really want to know because rumors are you're just suffering ordeals every day. You just need to study for Form 6 because it's super duper hard. So how is it for you guys? How's life in Form 6? Jie Xi?
Honestly, okay. Easy
Um,
one.
Life is fun. But
Okay.
what I'm
How
saying,
so?
our batch is the weird batch. Yeah, the weird batch. Many of us, okay, or should I say every of us, it's not that, how should I say, suppressing.
Everyone is not studying.
Yeah, everyone is not studying.
Ah.
Maybe
Okay.
some of us are studying, but we're not that depressing ourselves and not suppressing ourselves, and we're not that focused on study. And as I have mentioned, we also need to do the co-curricular activities. That part is exhausting. Studying part is also exhausting, but both of them are fun for us. Yeah.
I see.
Also
So you met
because
some
we're-
unique and interesting souls.
Yes.
Mm.
Well, I think by meeting people that are funny as you and where the values are aligned, and you know that these people are the people that would communicate with, would you to spend time with, that makes the exhausting life better and funnier, and all the suffer become laughter for us.
I see. Then how about Anthony?
Even though like what you say is like all fun, right? Yeah, I agree with it, it's all fun. But then it's like all of us Form 6 students for this batch, we have this like mindset that we do want to do best in our results. And then so we tend to how to say, maybe we won't like how it's like we have this same mindset, all of us, and then we are pursuing the same thing. And all of us we are like eager to learn new stuff. And there's few people whom are very interesting. Some of them are very physically talented and he works very hard. And the other one is like this guy, he does maths literally every day, every single day. Like I'm not joking at all. Like he does maths every single day. However, during the
However?
exam itself, his result isn't like very good. But then this guy is just very interesting. He does maths every single day for I have no idea why. So like every single question he'll does it. And there's this another friend of mine, he's and he's a very good teacher. Yeah, whatever questions we have, we just ask him. And then he'll use his own unique ways to teach us. And I think that's fun in Form 6 for me. Yeah, we have this very close bond together. And even some of them, they have these music talents. And previously we had this curriculum where we need to play bands, and then a lot of us we took part in. There are even dancers in our batch. Some of them even went to the Malam Bakar to dance, and they were like, boom, very good.
A
Yeah.
multi-talented bunch. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, and not only dance, we also have a band where there is
Yeah.
drummer, there's guitarist,
Yep.
there are singer. Oh my god.
Not just pure studying. There are still interesting and unique people out there.
Yeah.
Just like their batch. Very interesting.
And you know how the teachers compare us with the previous batch? They were
Yeah.
like, why all of you are not studying? Why are you not stressed? Are you okay? Why are you still having fun? Why are you still enjoying your life? And they were like, how could you do this? How are you not depressed?
You should suffer. You should not have fun. Why are you having fun? This is not Form 6, I know.
They
Right?
were like in shock. How?
How? My previous batch already won't die. How my batch this year all having fun?
Exactly.
Right. I think it's about having the balance in between the
Yep.
suffering in terms of academic, and then you still need to have fun because yeah, it's pre-university and you're meeting a lot of new people, and it's up to you to maintain the balance between your academics and your hobbies or your free time or any curricular activities with your friends. That's up to you to decide.
Okay, actually, that's something that I want to add about. Is about that the government is actually the current government currently is trying to congregate all the Form 6 students into a Form 6 college instead of putting Form 6 students in secondary school, since Form 6 and the mainstream students are actually having different system and rules, also regulation. So it's quite difficult for the teachers to handle different system in a same school. So to make the things easier, the government want to make secondary school only for the mainstream students, whereas a specific Form 6 college for the Form 6 students. And in my school, we are actually the last batch of Form 6 in SMJK Sydney, and for the new batches, they are going to SK Johari to pursue their further education. So for the junior, be alert that you are not in SMJK Sydney anymore.
Too bad. Too bad, my dear juniors. Also, this is a recent update, and is it still depending?
Not sure yet, but I think in the future there will be congregating in a Form 6 college.
I see. So, do take note of the recent updates about Form 6. Everything is changing, so please do update yourself on the recent information on that. Okay. So, this is basically the general guide to STPM or Form 6 as shared by Jie Xi and Anthony. So, these are their words of experience coming from them. If you are still contemplating, maybe you can use this as a reference to your judgment and decision. The end choice is still depending on you, of course. We're not pressuring you to take Form 6, we're just promoting. Yeah. We're not pressuring any of you to take Form 6, it's just another option for you if you really don't know what to choose. Alright? So, folks, we're reaching the end of this podcast. Do hit the like and subscribe button if you like this session. The audio episode will be uploaded to Spotify within the next 48 hours. If you're coming from Spotify after this audio episode is uploaded, do follow this podcast and share it to your friends and family. Alright, folks, we'll see you in the next episode. Peace out. Bye bye.
Oi.